Okay, let's start right here. Most people, even, professionals who use AI every day, they often treat these really powerful platforms, the ones running these complex LLMs,
Oh.
well, kind of like a slightly smarter search engine.
Exactly. Yeah. They type in a simple question, get a pretty basic summary back, and then they kind of wonder, what's all the fuss about?
Mm-hmm. And the hard truth, based on the deep dive we did into the sources, is that the average user, they're tapping into maybe less than 10% of the actual, transformative power in something like ChatGPT.
And that number, that low figure, that's really our starting point today. We're not talking about just getting slightly better summaries. What we're aiming for is transforming these tools from just like isolated gadgets into a personal, always-on strategic advisor, something really embedded in your life.
So welcome to this deep dive. Our goal today, our mission, is to give you a clear roadmap. This is part one of a series we're doing, and it's designed to basically activate easy mode for some really key parts of your life. We're focusing today entirely on building that personal AI foundation, getting the context right.
Right. We've boiled it down to 12 core strategies, and these fall into four main areas. Building your AI foundation first, then improving your decision-making systems, boosting financial intelligence, and finally, using AI for psychology and motivation. It's a lot to cover, so yeah, hold on tight. We're going to move pretty quick.
Okay, let's jump right into that first pillar then, building the foundation. Because if you want a personalized advisor, the AI can't just treat you like some random person online, right? It needs deep context.
Which brings us straight to strategy number one, master prompts for your whole life. The absolute key here is making sure the AI understands you. The whole picture. We're talking your deep values, your maybe 3 to 5 year goals, even your known weaknesses or blind spots.
Okay, so how does that work in practice? It's not just typing one quick prompt, is it?
No, definitely not. You actually start a structured conversation. You ask the AI, hey, help me build my master prompt. And it should interview you, asking about your life strengths, principles, how you think about money, risk, all of it. You need to answer in detail. You got to invest the time up front.
Right, you put the work in, and then, and this sounds like the really crucial step, once that conversation is detailed enough, you save the whole thing, could be hundreds, maybe thousands of words, as a reference document. Often people use a PDF, like a master prompt PDF.
Exactly. And that PDF, that becomes the AI's unique lens for looking at your requests. Before you ask it anything complex later on, like planning a career change or maybe analyzing a tricky contract, you upload that PDF first. It's kind of like giving the AI prescription glasses made just for you. It instantly changes the quality, the relevance of the answer.
That makes a lot of sense. It tackles that generic answer problem head on. But, okay, feeding the AI my whole life philosophy, all that personal data, it does raise some questions about privacy, doesn't it? Are we sort of trading security for better personalization here?
That's a really important point. And yeah, it's a valid concern. The source material definitely stresses using platforms where you trust their security setup. But the key thing is, you control that master prompt file. You're not just blasting it out there. You share it with a specific model instance only when you need that personalized deep dive. And, for really high security needs, many platforms now let you run custom models completely locally on your own machine.
Okay, that helps. So once the AI understands who we are through that master prompt, what's next? Strategy number 2 you mentioned, the hidden truth mirror.
Yeah, this one's fascinating. It's basically using data to achieve that old wisdom, know thyself. You feed the AI huge amounts of your own raw writing, things like old journal entries, maybe drafts of blog posts, even years of your internal emails if you're brave enough.
Wow, okay, so what's the AI actually looking for in all that messy personal text?
It's hunting for patterns. Subtle things your own brain is probably too biased or just too close to the subject to see. Like, we might think we value work-life balance, right? But the AI, analyzing the language, the timing of emails, might flag these subtle assumptions. It might say, hey, you consistently use hedging language when talking about promotions. Maybe that indicates a fear of visibility, stuff like that.
So it spots these ingrained habits or maybe recurring excuses that could be quietly holding you back from your goals, things you'd literally never notice because you're inside the loop.
Exactly. Think of it as a brutally honest friend. Or, yeah, maybe a data-driven psychologist. It uses the raw data, not just intuition, to highlight those subtle behaviors that might be limiting you.
Okay, moving to strategy 3. This one sounds like pure leverage. Write books that don't even exist yet. Synthesizing knowledge that's scattered all over the place.
Yeah, this leverages the AI's power to ingest just massive amounts of, disconnected information and then organize it coherently. Imagine creating the definitive guide to entrepreneurial thinking, but synthesized purely from every public interview Sarah Blakely ever gave. Or maybe pulling together Naval Ravikant's complete philosophy structured logically just from his speeches and tweets.
That's turning all that noise out there into a clear signal. But how do we stop it from just making things up?
Yeah.
The hallucination problem is real.
Right. The implementation is key here. You have to instruct the AI very specifically, train it only on the defined content pool, just Naval's writings, for instance. Then you tell it to create an outline, and this is crucial. You mandate that it avoids hallucination. How? By using direct, verifiable quotes from the source material whenever possible. What you get is like this massive, perfectly indexed intellectual album of their thought.
So that deep context we built with the master prompt, that helps filter this new synthesis through our own values, yeah?
It ensures every insight, every idea generated is immediately relevant to your specific goals. It filters out the noise and makes it applicable to you. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. We've got the foundation, knowing who we are, identifying blind spots. Now we move to part 2, decision-making and planning systems. Strategy number 4 is the decision-making journal.
Ah, okay. This sounds like creating a system, a feedback loop to get better at making choices. You log your big decisions with the AI. You're reasoning what you chose, what you expected to happen. But you mentioned there's a catch with AI prompts here.
Yeah, there is. AI models, by default, tend to be agreeable. They want to please the user, validate them. So if you just ask, hey, critique my decision, it might just tell you it looks pretty good. The prompt has to be explicit. You need to tell it, challenge my thinking, or play devil's advocate, or even identify the 3 biggest risks here. Force it to be critical.
So you actually have to engineer that friction into the prompt.
Absolutely, you have to force it. Honestly, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes. Vulnerable admission moment. Finding just the right words to really push the model towards skepticism, especially if it's an idea I'm already kind of attached to, you know? It's tricky.
Right. So this whole system is like having a coach review your game tape after every big play. You look back at the logs, maybe quarterly, compare what you expected, what actually happened.
Right.
It forces that critical, data-driven look back, which most people just don't do. They repeat mistakes because they never really analyze their own track record.
Okay, strategy number 5, the AI camcorder method. This tackles a huge problem, especially in business, but also personally, the tribal knowledge issue. All that valuable know-how stuck inside one person's head.
Yeah, the stuff that walks out the door when someone leaves.
Precisely. So you record yourself doing a complex task. Maybe you're talking through your thought process, building a financial model, or walking through a client onboarding sequence. You get this audio or video file, transcribe it, and you end up with this raw, probably messy block of text.
And you just paste that raw transcript straight into the AI.
Yep. The AI reads through it, analyzes the steps, the explanations, the warnings, and it transforms that unstructured mess into a clean, concise, one-page standard operating procedure, an SOP, or maybe a checklist. It details the steps, the tools needed, common mistakes to avoid. It gets that tacit knowledge out of your head and onto paper, well, digital paper, essential for delegating or just being consistent yourself.
Okay, next up is number 6. Break down goals to actions. This sounds like it's for those big, hairy, audacious goals where you don't even know where to start. The AI helps map it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It provides the experience map you might be missing. You state your goal, but it needs to be a smart, goal-specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, really detailed. Then you ask the AI for a detailed 70, 60, 90-day roadmap, and you need specifics, granular daily actions, clear milestones, metrics to track. You're essentially outsourcing the detailed planning.
So instead of just, I want a side hustle, it's more like,
Yeah.
I want to generate $1,000 in revenue selling digital art prints on Etsy by October 31st. And the AI gives you the daily tasks like research keywords, create 3 new listings, run ads.
Precisely. You give it the destination, crystal clear, and it gives you the turn-by-turn directions, step by agonizing steps sometimes.
And wrapping up this section, number 7, visualize your dreams. Using AI to make motivation more tangible.
Right. But this removes the friction from visualization. You take that roadmap, that clear goal from the previous step, and you feed it into an image generation AI. You ask it to vividly depict what achieving that goal looks like. And this isn't just generic stock photos. It should be your specific new home office setup, or your dashboard showing the new client numbers, or maybe the scene from your successful product launch.
Then you can combine those images, make a personalized vision board, maybe stick it on your desktop background.
Exactly. It's about tapping into proven psychology, making that future goal feel real, immediate, tangible, helps keep the motivation high when things get tough. So we've got the foundation, we've got planning systems. Quick question then. How does forcing the AI to play devil's advocate, like in the decision journal, actually improve things long term compared to just getting a summary?
Well, it prevents us from getting intellectually lazy, right? It
Yeah.
forces us to actually stress test our own assumptions against an objective, even if synthetic, counterargument. Okay, moving into part 3, financial intelligence. Strategy number 8 is about automating your savings and investment plan.
Yeah, this is about creating a financial system that's hyper-personalized to you. You securely share your income details, your expenses, any debts you have, and your specific financial goals, saving for a house, retirement, whatever.
And the AI takes all that and drafts a really detailed pay-yourself-first schedule, like calculating the exact percentages for your emergency fund, for paying down debt faster, for different investment buckets, all based purely on your numbers and goals.
Exactly. It's impartial, purely data-driven. It gives you this instant clarity that you often don't get from generic advice. And, it's available 24/7 without charging advisor fees. It optimizes based strictly on your situation and your stated goals.
Okay, strategy 9 sounds potentially very valuable. The tax deduction finder, finding hidden savings.
Right. Especially useful if you're a freelancer, maybe a small business owner. You upload summaries of your expenses, give it context about your work. The AI can then efficiently scan for likely deductions you might be missing. It could even generate monthly checklists to help you track things better. And it might identify relevant government grants or tax credits available in your area that you didn't know about.
Now, this one definitely needs a big warning label, right? The crucial disclaimer.
Absolutely. Cannot stress this enough. The AI is not a certified tax professional or accountant, full stop. You use the AI purely as a discovery tool to identify possibilities, to help you frame smarter questions to ask your human tax pro. It helps you make sure you're asking about every potential legal advantage, but the final advice and filing, that has to come from a qualified professional.
Got it. Use it for questions, not answers. Okay, and strategy 10 sounds ambitious. The personal board of advisors, simulating mentorship.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. Accessing simulated world-class thinking tailored to your specific problem.
You pick your mentors. Maybe you want the strategic insight of Steve Jobs mixed with, I don't know, Warren Buffett's investment principles. You then train custom GPTs or use really sophisticated prompting, feeding them biographies, books, key writings, anything that captures how these people thought.
Whoa. Okay, just pausing on that. Imagine having history's greatest strategic minds kind of on speed dial. Moment of wonder. Applying their documented thinking processes to your specific challenge. That's wild. You could literally pose a complex strategy question like, should we acquire this smaller company? And instruct your board, the Jobs GPT, the Buffett GPT, to debate the pros and cons from their historical perspectives.
So the real value isn't just getting an answer. It's getting an answer filtered through the specific wisdom and frameworks of experts you could never actually talk to.
Precisely. It delivers instant, hyper-personalized strategic options, grounded in decades of proven philosophy, applied directly to your goals and data.
Amazing. Okay, final section. Part 4, psychology and motivation. Strategy 11 is future self letters that rewire you.
This one taps into some powerful psychological levers to help you stay the course over the long haul. You tell the AI about your big goals, but also the specific obstacles and emotional dips you anticipate facing along the way. We all know they're coming.
Right. And the AI then drafts these tailored motivational letters, but written from the perspective of your future self, the one who already succeeded.
Yeah.
And you schedule them to arrive in your inbox right when you expect to hit a wall,
Yeah.
like day 30 when enthusiasm wanes, or maybe day 90 when burnout looms.
Exactly. The psychological impact here is huge. It's about reinforcing that cognitive alignment, connecting your current struggles, the hard work you're doing right now, with that desired future identity. It gives you that external nudge, that voice of encouragement, precisely when your internal motivation might be flagging.
Powerful stuff.
Wow.
Okay, finally, number 12, the context-aware memory vault, basically turning the AI into a proper second brain using project features.
Yeah, this tackles the problem of information silos in our lives. We have stuff related to finances over here, business ideas over there, personal development notes somewhere else. So you create distinct project folders within the AI, maybe finances, business strategy, real estate, and you upload everything relevant into the right folders. Bank statements, notes from investment books, maybe even your master prompt from Strategy 1. Then you instruct the AI that it can and should synthesize connections across these different contexts.
So that unlocks a whole new level of personalized insight. You could ask incredibly specific cross-domain questions like, based on my current cash flow in the finances folder and the principles in the Millionaire Next Door book in my personal development folder, how should I tweak my real estate investment strategy in the real estate folder?
Exactly. The AI isn't just fetching isolated facts anymore. It's generating genuinely new insights by connecting dots across different areas of your life. Connections that you, dealing with cognitive load in daily life, might honestly never make on your own.
Okay, so the big idea, wrapping all this up today, it really feels like a fundamental shift in how we should think about using these tools.
Yeah.
We've moved beyond just asking one-off questions. We're talking about building a continuous, context-rich AI agent, and an agent that sees the world and your requests through the unique lens of your entire life, your goals, your finances, your history, even your fears.
That's the core of it. That's the essential foundation for really mastering AI. And like you said, this was just part one. We covered 12 strategies today, focused on that foundation. But there are 13 more advanced strategies coming in part two. We'll get into using AI as like a real-time meeting assistant, a personalized risk assessor for ventures, a tool to translate complex contracts, even using it as a guide to think about your legacy. Lots more to come.
So as we wrap up today's deep dive, maybe here's a provocative thought for you to chew on. What does it really mean to have this constantly evolving, data-driven reflection of yourself, this detailed, objective mirror showing your goals, your habits, your finances running alongside your actual life? How might having access to that kind of objective self-view fundamentally change how you see yourself and maybe what you believe your potential truly is?
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope it helps you start unlocking that hidden 90% of AI's capability.
We'll see you next time for part two.